Okay, we've got our whole setup. So this is a long par 5 with a dog leg left. And you can see I've got all my 3D printed components out. This is my magnet sheet, and everything's marked. So green tee box, it's going to be a dog leg, and then you'll either have dog leg left, dog leg right. So you'll see that it's kind of nice because now everything is held together, right? Your ball, and your magnet, and we've got our shot preparation card and our modifiers. Now let me just go over quickly the shot preparation based on your experience level. So we're going to do this first example as basic. And basic means whenever you roll your 6 dice, you set them out. That's what you get on the chart, and you'll look at your shot for your accuracy. So you got your power, elevation, accuracy. So whatever you roll for beginner, that's what you're going to have. Now on intermediate, this allows you to switch a pair of dice. So if this was your roll on intermediate, you could say, well, you know what, I want a 12 and a 7 because I want better accuracy and I want more power. So you can switch 2 of these pairs. On experienced, you can rearrange the dice any way you want. You can have a green, a blue, red, green, and red, blue, and make any kind of setup you want for that shot preparation. And that's experienced. And then for pro, what's different about that is you now arrange your shots based on pre-planning. So if you want a hook, or if you want to slice or fade, you're going to say that ahead of time. So you'll say, okay, on my shot, I got a dog leg left. I'm going to try and do a hook or something to the left, and that way when you roll for your accuracy, let's say you had rolled an 11, right? So you have your 5 and your 6, and you look on here for accuracy, and you go, okay, 11, that's fade. So you'd go, well, I really want a hook or draw. So you would get to switch that 11 for the opposite of that on here, which would be a 3. And now that would be a draw, and now you'd aim your shot based on the hook or draw side instead of the slice. So that's kind of it's pre-planning. The dice aren't as much of a factor as you're planning each shot. So how you lay your card out, how you call your shot, and then you roll, and then that can be manipulated based on how you want to plan your shot. So it gets, as a pro, you have a lot more control over how you're playing your game. And it's not just roll the dice and shoot. So, but today I'm going to do this based on beginner. And that way it's just very straightforward. We just roll the dice, set them on their colored placement, look up power, elevation, accuracy, and then play out the shot. So we have our magnetic golf ball, right? So it's kind of nice. Once you place it, it kind of stays in its location. We have our aim card. Now this has your power on one side and your height or elevation on the other, and this will move, and you'll manipulate your club card based on what the results are on your roll. We're going to be teeing off, so I'm going to use a 1 wood. Now in this game you don't have every single club. You've got like your pitch wedge, sand wedge, which you normally have, but then you go up in increments too. So you have 9, 7, 5, and 3 iron. Wood. We have a 3 wood and a 1 wood. So there's there's just too many clubs. I can't put every single club in there. So we just have increments of the clubs. So we're going to use our 1 wood, and I'm going to show you how these shot preparation and your aiming. So when you lay out your card, right, you're going to look for that little blue T marker, right? Put your golf ball in there. Now you have this aim line, and you want to aim as close as you can to the middle of the fairway if you're going to get a straight shot. So if you have this nice accurate shot, like a 7 you roll, you will be down straight aim. But if you get a fade or hook or slice, you're going to have to play that based on what the roll is. So you have to pre-aim, right, where you think a nice straight accurate shot's going to go. Then we have our 1 wood, right? And we're going to lay that right on top. Right? Keep that aim straight along the line. And we put it right on this level, right on the blue, okay? And we'll pull this back a little bit. We can move this up here. Oop. Okay, so now we've got our shot laid out. That's our club. So we will roll our dice. Okay, and we just place them on the card. Again, this is going to be very straightforward because we're playing as a basic golfer. So those are our rolls. You know, again, as a basic golfer, you get what you shoot. So we'll take our reference card, right? And first we'll work out power. So we have 2 through 12 on our power. We look on our power, we got an 8. So we look on here, it's a solid, normal power shot from the tee, which gives you a value of 3. So we look on here, value of 3 would be right here, power 3. And what you're going to do is slide this up. Then we slide this back to where the normal line is. So you got just a little bit extra length on that power shot. You could have a full max power. Like if I rolled a 12 on my power, I would push this all the way up to power 6, right? And then slide this back up, and I just get that much more on my length. So then we have this up, and we're going to go and do our elevation. So we rolled a 5 on elevation. Elevation would come down here, 2d6, a 5. That's a punch shot. A shot that travels just under the tree line gives us a 2. So we look on here, we have a 2. So that means punch shot's going to be the lower, so we push it up to low for 2, right? That is where the punch shot is, okay? And then accuracy. We rolled a 10. So we come down here on accuracy. So if you see this, accuracy, 2d6, a 10, slight fade, fading to the right. Okay, so that means we will slide our card over to the right. Okay, so this lines up. You're going to have this line up on this edge. Right there. And then we look and see what our number was. It was 2, right, because we rolled a 10. So right there was 4. Value of that, slight fade, a 4. So we have a 4 right there. So we'll put our 4, right? That's where our 4 is. And that is where our first shot's going to be from the tee. So not bad. It's just on the edge of the fairway. It's not really in the rough. If you have a majority of that inside the fairway, it's going to be a fairway shot. If you have majority of it in the rough, then it'll be a little bit different parameter for your next shot. But right here, we're saying we're pretty close on that fairway. So we're going to have our next shot in the fairway. And that will be the first shot. So let's set up for the next shot. Okay, so we're going to set up our next shot. Now this is going to be, now it's a par 5. We got a long shot here, right? So we're not going to obviously do one wood because we're not on the tee. But we could do 3 wood because we still need a lot of range to get up into here. So we will use our same shot preparation. This is our player aim card. So we will place that under here, right, like that. And we're looking, now the thing is, you can't take a card and go, oh, where's it going to aim at? You have to just really kind of eyeball that aim. And you got to be careful over the trees. You're going to want this over the trees, or you're going to have to aim up here. But we're going to try and go middle of the fairway, right? Be careful, hopefully hit a high shot to get over the trees. Because if you hit a low shot, right, if you're aiming at the trees and you don't get either a low elevation shot or a high elevation shot, you're going to hit the trees. Okay, just be careful. You think that you did this nice, perfect elevation shot like a 7. Well, the trees right in front of you. So you can either play it safe and aim for this gap, or you can hope that you get over or under the tree. So we're going to try it. We'll see what happens. We're going to lay our card right there, right? Along that line. And then we're going to roll our dice. Six. And we got 4 and 1. All right. Oh, so we're going to be okay. We got an 11. So again, as a beginner, we can't change any of our dice. It is what it is. So we go right off the top. Let's see what our power is. We rolled an 8. We look on the chart, 8. Solid normal power shot, which you get a 3. So like last time, we would push this up to 3, center it back to your line, right? Then we have our elevation. Now this is what's going to be critical. Elevation, we rolled an 11, or excuse me, a 10. So elevation 10, a flyer shot at the top of the tree line, which is good. So we got a 4. Nice. So 4 on the high mark, pulls it back like that. So that means we got a nice shot just over the tree line. Perfect. Very lucky. So we set our right there. And then we look, we got a 7 for accuracy. This is beautiful. Accuracy, red, straight, perfectly straight, right down the middle. Nice. That means don't even have to worry about it. It's going to be right there on that dot. So we take our golf, we'll put it right there. Oh man, beautiful, beautiful shot. Right over the tree line, right in the center of the fairway. Can't ask for more than that. So let's get set up for the next shot to the green. Okay, we're on our second shot. So first shot, got right off the fairway. Second shot, right in the middle of the fairway. Now we're coming up to the green. We're either going to see if we can get on the green or maybe before the green and do a pitch shot, because this sand trap, not good. We don't want to get into there. So what we're going to do is we'll set up our club. We're going to look at our aim, right? It's kind of nice because this will hold it down. We're going to go aim. We're literally just going to aim straight for the green. And I think we'll use our 1-iron, try and get as much range as we can. So we will go here, right? All right. And then once we've got our card set up, so we're good. We're going to be on, hopefully right on the fairway before it, and we'll do a chip up. Okay, so we got a 6. And we got 5. All right. So we will first go with power. Okay? So we look at our power. We rolled a 6. Not too bad. Solid shot. Gives us a 3. Again, we get to move up and then recenter. All right. And we go for elevation. Ooh, it's kind of high. 11. So elevation, that's a high shot. High pitch shot. Clears the top of the tree. So 5. So that means that brings us back here, right? Because it was a very high shot. Okay. And then for our accuracy, a 9. Come down here. It's not perfectly straight, but there's a pull and a pull to the right. So that means we will go to the right. We'll set that right on the line. Okay. And then we will see what our number is. A 9 is pull a 3. So we look on here to the right, and we'll take our golf ball, Put it on the 3. Still great. Still right in the fairway. We're getting really good lucky shots. So our third shot, still in the fairway, but now we've got to get a pitch up onto the green. Right? So 1, 2, 3. Nice. For a beginner, I've been able to get it in the fairway pretty much every shot. So let's go ahead and we'll set up for this pitch shot onto the green. All right, so let's get set up for this fourth shot. So we had 1, 2, 3. So we're doing our chip to the green. Now, here's the tough thing. You're not really sure the distance to the green. You kind of have to eyeball. So you're going to have to kind of look and go, okay, that's kind of long. We got, let's say, a 9-iron. And that's closer, but might be a little far. And then we got our pitching wedge, which I want to make sure I get it over. So you can kind of eyeball, right? But you can't lay it on it and go, nope, that card's not going to work. So you have to go, okay, I got 80 plus or minus yards as opposed to 115. Now, I think this would go, yeah. We're going to play it safe. We're going to use our pitching wedge, right? So we're just going to go straight to the green. All right, we're going to lay out and maybe hope for a little bit more distance on it. All right, so for our fourth shot, again, once we lay out our cards, roll our dice. Ooh, elevation. Okay, that could be good. 12. 2 3s for our power with 6. And 5. That's our roll. So, beginner, we can't change anything. So, let's see what we got. So, our club shot, where power is 6. Not bad. Solid. Gives us a 3. So, we'll go slide up, right? And that one's going to work pretty good because we wanted a little bit more. And our elevation, which is an 11 or 12, so very high, which is good. Nice chip shot. Very high shot, good the trees, so it's a 6. So, ooh, that's going to pull, let's see, so high. We've got, so that's going to pull us back to very high. So that's not very helpful. And on our accuracy, which is a 5, it's push to the left. We got a 3. So to the left, let's go here. We line up that side. All right. Oh, it's going to definitely be short. So let's pull this guy out. Yes, very short. Did not help us. Got us a little closer, but that was our fourth shot. So we kind of trying to chuck that a little bit, but hey, that's what happens as a beginner. So that was our fourth shot. Let's try and get onto the green. Maybe we'll get lucky into the green, into the hole. So we'll prep for our next shot. It'll be the fifth shot. All right, I think we're gonna, for our fifth shot, we are here. Again, it's gonna be a chip shot. I think we're gonna do another play safe. Try our pitching wedge. Let's see, we're gonna do it again, go right for the hole. Lay our pitching wedge. And roll our dice. Okay, 8. Well, these are pretty good. Nice, solid numbers. And accuracy a 9. All right, let's look to see what we got. So power 7, perfect. Roll 3. We'll push to here. So 3. All right. And then our elevation is an 8. Not bad. Level shot, another 3. So level 3 stays right there. And then our accuracy, which is a 9, it is a pull to the right, a 3. So to the right, over here to the right, and we have 3. So it would be right on the 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and we'll pull it out. Oh, nice. Fifth shot is on the green. Now, when you're on the green, we kind of check to see, you know, did you get lucky? Because you can't gauge from here how many feet you are from there. So we will go into the chip putting section and I'll explain, you know, did I get lucky? Did I get in the hole? How far away I am? But right now, that fifth shot got me on the green. Now we're going to go to working out putting. But let's see if we got lucky and got us right into the hole. Okay, so we have reached the green. Now there's a quick process you're going to go through. It's just a roll when you get on the green, just to see where you are at on the green, how many feet you're from the pin. Now, something I'm adding into the rules that I didn't have in there before is to see if your approach shot actually went right into the hole. And the way that's going to work is normally you're going to roll 2 dice, right? Because now that we know we're on the green, we're going to be putting. But the approach shot could be lucky. So what we do is you're going to roll 2 dice. And it's the same on the chart, the distance from the pin. You're going to roll 2 dice, right? And this results is going to tell you how many feet you are from the pin. Now, if I was going to take a 5 would be 18 feet. I'd know that when I got on the green, I'm 18 feet from the hole. And then that I would work based on either 30 feet from the hole or 12 feet from the hole. So I'd be working on this putting green. If I was on 12 feet or less, I'd be working on this one. And there's 2 different processes for either 12 feet or less or 30 feet or less. But now, let's say I rolled a 2, okay? 2 or 12 is you are within 1 foot of the pin. And now one of the rules I'm adding, just on an approach shot, if you roll a 2 or 12, you will roll again. And if you roll another 2 or 12, right? You sunk that. That approach shot sunk it into the pin. That means if I had done that, this would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, and on my 5th, or I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 got me onto the green. If I had rolled a 12 or a 2 and then rolled again another 12 or 2, boom, would have been right in the hole. But since I didn't roll that, I'm going to roll, right, and see how many feet distance I was. Okay, so this would be my initial roll, and we're just going to see how many feet we are from that. All right, so I rolled an 8. We'd look on our chart, an 8, so distance from pin, 24 feet. So we're going to be using the 30 or less. So I'm on the green. You can just put it anywhere you want on there, just so you know you're on the green. And we know that we're going to be using the 30 feet or less. Okay? Which means we will also be using the cards for putting that are 30 feet or less, because you have 12 feet or less, which are the yellow, green, and these 2. So I will be setting up my next shot. It will be my putt. It'll be from 24 feet or less. So let's go ahead and get that one ready. Hello everybody. We're on our last shot of this hole. So we were here with these, and we rolled, and we have 24 feet to the pin. Now, and you know, I wanted to show that we have, these are part of the set too. There's a 30 foot to the hole, and then there's also the 12 foot to the hole. Those are the special two that go for putting. So you have your own special one just for putting. We have 24 feet. Now remember, if you saw the other video that just covered putting, there's kind of like two phases to putting. You have your roll to get your parameters, which are your putting parameters, your distance to the pin, your slope of the green, and your angle of approach. That's kind of like the first roll. And once you have those parameters, you're going to save those, and then you're going to re-roll again, and that next roll is going to be what you're going to try and use to create the distance to the pin. So we're playing the beginner, which means we only use 6 dice. And there's some modifiers for when you're using the beginner. So we already know that we're 24 feet, so we won't roll distance because 24 feet is, we'll just say 6. So we'll leave that on 6. So we're going to go ahead and roll these two sets. So that's our slope and our angle of approach. And that last one, actually these are the two cards, the green and the white, because the white is the angle of approach, and then your actual putting card, there's the 30 or less, and then there's the similar one that says 12 or less. So isn't the two white ones, it's actually these two cards. So we have our roll, we have our 24 feet. Now let's see what the modifiers are for the slope. And I'm going to be creating a new card that will hold these parameters when you move on to the roll that's for the distance. So I'll just use a couple markers for now, but we rolled a 7 for the slope. 7 is flat, no slope on the green, and it's a 0. So that means there'll be no modifier that you'll either add or subtract to your total distance, which is good. But it could be good or bad because that means you've got to get it exact. And then we rolled a 7 again for angle of approach, which means straight, direct line, it's a 1. Now that's pretty lucky. That's actually the best rolls you can get, because angle of approach being 1, which means that we're going to be right on it. So let's go ahead and we will use our card. You remember, you always use your aim card when you're doing your shots or your putting, so it makes it easy. And you're just going to have that go right up to the 24, right? To that flat line. And really this is just used to keep that reference point, that line for your shot, your putt to the hole. Then we're going to take our 30 foot or less putting card, and you basically just line that right up to the edge of that card, right? And we're going to look at what our angle of approach is, which we rolled a 1. Okay, so since that's dead straight, you can go left or right, doesn't matter, because you're going to be using, you know, right down the middle. Because a 1, when we use our angle of approach, which is this card, oh, let's get that off under there. We have this one, and we have our angle of approach. And if you look at your numbers, you'll see 1, 2, 3. It goes 1 through 6. And we have our 1 through 6 for our angle of approach. So since it's a 1, it's right down the middle. You won't be adjusting that angle at all. But you will have to, when you roll your dice for the distance, one of those will have to be used to get your angle of approach. That means you're going to have to hope you roll a 1 or close to it, because if you don't roll a 1, then you're going to be off on your putt, and you will have to adjust to it. So to keep that angle of approach at a 1, you need to roll a 1 to go back to it. So just be aware of that. So we've got our setup. We have our angle of approach is 1. We don't have any kind of slope modifier. So for a beginner level putter, you're going to use 6 dice. And there's different dice. So like a beginner would use 6, intermediate would use 7, experience would be 8, and then a professional would be 9. And these extra dice with these extra modifiers are what allow you to get that good putt right to the hole. So what we'll do, we'll roll these 6 dice. Let's put these out. seeing a lot of low dice. And that what you want to do is you want to take these and line them up low to high. Makes it a little bit easier when you have to start doing your modifier. So here is your initial roll. This is what you're going to use to create your angle of approach or use for your angle of approach and your distance. Now remember, we need to try and get 24 feet. That's not looking too good. But as a beginner, there's a couple modifiers. One, first thing you're going to do is you're going to remove one of these to equal up what your approach is. Your angle of approach was 1, so we want to grab 1. As long as we have 1, we're going to keep that line. Then we have our other dice, which if you have any doubles, which we have here, just take another dice, put a 2 out here, just to reference that. That 2 is a double, which means when you ever have any doubles, you can subtract one of those doubles if you need to, if you go beyond that distance. So we probably won't be using it because we have some low dice. The next modifier you can have is you can take any one of these values and duplicate it. So you could take a 1 and duplicate it, or you can take a 5 and duplicate it, but we can add that to our total. Since the slope of the green is 0, we won't be subtracting the slope or adding to the slope value to this. So we're just going to try and make a value of 24 with what we got. Now, we will use the one modifier that will say take a value and match it. So we're going to take this 5. And so to know we're not going to remove from the doubles, we'll take the 5, add it. So that leaves us with 10. We've got 15, 16, 17, 18. And that's really all we can get out of this. You know, you're a beginner putter. You just undergauged it, didn't hit it hard enough, got 18 feet. So you got 18 feet out of this. So what we'll do is take 18 feet, subtract them from there, and we are 6 feet to the hole. Right? So that means we're on our second putt. This would be our 7th shot. So as a par 5, we're going to be 2 over right now. But you're a beginner. That's pretty much to be expected. So we kind of do the same thing. We already know what our distance is. It's 6. So we could look on here and go, okay, 6 feet, 3. So we'll just go ahead and put this equal to 3, right? And we are going to go ahead and roll these slope and angle of approach again. All right, so we rolled for slope. We rolled an 8. Our slope is slight downhill with a -2. So that will be coming off our total. And our angle of approach, which is a 5, it's a push from left to right. So that is a 3 on our angle of approach. So again, we use our aim card, line it up, take this, our putting card, line it up to center, and then we see, okay, so our angle of approach was a push, which was left to right. So left to right, we will go left, right, to right. And we'll put our angle of approach card on. Now, what was our angle of approach? It was a 3. So we will go 1, 2, and 3. Right? Now we'll see, you can tell that if we keep that angle of approach, we are not going to be in the hole because we are pretty far off. So again, when we do our second phase of this and we do our rolls, we want to hope that we have one dice at least that has a 3. Okay? So with a beginner, again, we have 6 dice. Whoops. Grab that. And we'll roll these. Let's see, what do we got? And remember last time we lay these out high to low? And the tough part about this is we only need to go 6 feet. And it's looking like I got a lot of numbers here. But the good thing is we have doubles, which means we can remove a lot of this. And we get to remove, because of our slope, a -2. So, first things first, we needed a 3 for our angle of slope, so we can take one of these off, put that on there. That will get us back to dead center to the pin. And we have doubles for 6s and 3s, so we're definitely going to take these two off. Now we're down to 13. Now can we get this down to a 6? We can take off 2 because of our slope, and that means it goes, when you subtract, you take from the highest dice. If you add to the lowest dice. So this is going to be a 4. All right, so now we're down to 11. It's getting better. And now what we can do is we have, see, doubles we can choose take and or remove that, or we can remove slope and choose one value. One die that matches and comes close to the angle approach. Okay, so right now we will adjust our angle of approach to get it back. All right. Which is 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we're back in the center. But our problem is we've got, again, the nice thing about it is we've got a double, because every time you create a double, as long as you've got doubles, you can create that, you can remove that. So if we remove this, now I'm still playing with that, but that would leave us down to 7, which means we would be 1 foot past. And we always remember that when we're within 1 foot, it's basically an automatic. So our 7th would be 1 foot past, and then our 8th would be in the hole. So this actual hole, complete par 5, took us 8 shots to complete. Not bad for a beginner, but that's a lot. That's a lot. 3 over, not good at all. So, and it was because he 3-putted. But that is basically your whole process of teeing off, going through the fairways, getting onto the green, seeing if you knocked it into the hole from doing an onto the green or a chip shot. And then once you're on the green, you know, working at your putt, whether it's a 30 foot or less or 12 foot or less. And then the nice thing about it is using all these 3D printed card holders to keep everything nice and solid with magnets. So now your golf ball stays on the green and on the fairways. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is my game, the 19th hole. These are my new 3D printed card holders that are also used for the greens. I'm going to be setting everything up so all these cards will be available on the Game Crafter. These are all tarot size cards that fit these 3D holders really nice. And I will be making all these files available on BGG. You can get them in the file section, print them yourself. It'll have all the STL files. Or if you don't have a printer, then you can contact me and I can create these as a set, and I sell them as a set that you can use with the game. So I'll be updating the files on Board Game Geek, and then I'll be letting everybody know when they're ready and available to purchase. So I'm going to try and make a full boxed version if I can. I won't be able to add these because the Game Crafter doesn't create 3D printed material, but you can, like I said, you can buy the box game version or just straight cards. I'll have either or, and then you can get the files from BGG, or you can just purchase everything, you know, all the pre-made card holders from me. And then all you got to do is just go out and get the magnet sheets, which I got on Amazon. That was really easy. Just cut them out to size, the size of tarot sheets. Like I said, they're just a magnet sheet like this. You just cut out to size, same size as the card, flip them in, and you're ready to go. The STL files will also have all the little golf balls, and I'll tell you what magnet size and all that. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you checking out my game. If this is your first time, go ahead and like and subscribe. I also make other contents, different games that I make. But this is my game, The 19th Hole, and I hope you give it a try. Thanks. Until next time.